Hello and welcome to Art Walks, episode 26. In this episode, we explore works from Woven Histories, Textiles and Modern Abstraction, a fascinating exhibit that highlights the intersection of craft and contemporary art. This collection feels like a response to the rapid digitalization of our world, a reminder of the human touch in an age of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Weaving, an ancient tradition mechanized long ago, shares an unexpected connection with modern digital screens, which are also grids of woven light, pixels. This exhibit makes us reflect on that synergy, where the mechanical meets the organic, where the deliberate imperfections of the human hand challenge the precision of digital algorithms. Before diving into the featured works, I also want to mention that this exhibit includes an interactive weaving station where visitors can create their own textile masterpieces. Of course, I had to give it a try. I went for an abstract seascape with the sun and mountains in the distance. It was a fun and surprisingly meditative experience, and it deepened my appreciation for textiles as an art form. Now, if you are ready, let's begin today's art walk. This piece immediately drew me in. From a distance, the pattern seems uniform, but up close, it divides into two distinct halves. The right side features a mix of vertical and horizontal lines, creating a high contrast, seemingly stronger appearance. The left side, in comparison, is made up entirely of horizontal lines and appears softer, more uniform, faded even. Interestingly, this contrast is purely visual. Both sides are woven with the same technique. Could this be a statement on the strength of diversity or the superficiality of uniformity? Perhaps it suggests that no matter how different we may seem on the surface, we are all part of the same woven fabric underneath. Next on our tour, we have Ascension 1 by Jack Whitten. This work has an optical illusion quality that you really need to experience in person. At first glance, it appears to be black and white, but as you examine it more closely, subtle colors begin to emerge. The shifting tones and variations remind me of a rising sun ascending into the sky. What fascinates me is how uniform the tiled pattern appears initially, but upon closer inspection, no two squares are exactly alike. Some lines are straight, while others have a slight wobble. It's these tiny irregularities that give the piece its depth. Almost as if something is hidden beneath the surface, just waiting to be discovered. Next we have Accumulation of Nets, number 7, Yayoi Kusama. Kusama is best known for her infinity nets, and this collage brings that concept to another level. It is composed of different infinity net paintings layered together in a way that creates texture and dimension. Even though some of the prints appear to be duplicates, their placement changes their meaning, reminding me that even when something is repeated, it is never really truly the same. I also love how the left and bottom margins break the perfect grid, reinforcing the idea that nothing is ever completely uniform. There's something deeply human about that, the beauty of imperfection within an infinite pattern. And finally we have Pink Mountaintops by Lesperance. At first glance, this piece appears perfectly symmetrical, but the more I looked, the more I noticed small disruptions in the pattern. despite these breaks, the composition maintains a strong balance, and the soft pinks and earth tones create a surprisingly dynamic sense of movement. What impressed me the most is how a design made up entirely of tiny squares can feel so fluid. The work captures a unique tension between structure and spontaneity, between control and freedom. One of the things that struck me most about this exhibit is how much these pieces demand to be seen in person. In an era where we consume most of our art through screens, these works remind us of the value of physical presence. There is a tactile quality here, a richness in texture and depth that simply cannot be captured digitally. And in the age of AI, where art can be generated with a click of a button, Woven Histories feels like a quiet but powerful defense of human artistry. Weaving, much like digital design, follows structured, programmable patterns. But unlike AI-generated images, these works embrace imperfection. They show the artist's hand, the small inconsistencies that make something feel alive. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this exhibit. Do you see weaving as a bridge between tradition and technology? How do you think the digital world is influencing modern art? Let's start a conversation in the comments. Thanks very much for joining me on this art walk. If you enjoyed today's tour, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing for more art walks. Until next time, keep exploring and stay inspired.